everybody. Motion as well. If someone would like to move, please. Sure, we can have that remedied, Sam. Yeah,
Yes, we'll make the changes.
Guys,
thank you.
we need to talk.
So
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break from work. There's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. During the years of 2017 through 2019, I had the opportunity to travel like never before. Some of that travel was domestic and some of that travel was international. For me, this time period is very special. You see, growing up, we did not have many financial resources. We had just enough to get by. However, travel, that was just not part of the equation. I believe that travel was just an experience that only the wealthy enjoyed, and it was just not meant for me. As I grew older, I knew I wanted to change the trajectory of my life. And personally, for me, this meant going to college in order to improve my financial status. And with hard work and perseverance, I finally finished my studies in 2014. In early 2015, I landed a job. And after 2 years of working hard, saving money, and accumulating time off, I was ready for travel. My first trip was in 2017. It was a trip to a destination wedding in a small town in Germany. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to travel for more than 10 hours, well, I might as well take advantage of being in Europe. After some travel research, I found that it would be more cost effective to travel to Barcelona, Spain, instead of flying directly into that small town in Germany. Overall, I turned what was supposed to be a 3-day trip into a 10-day trip. I first landed in Spain, where I spent the next 5 days exploring the city. After that, I took a flight to Germany, which included a 1-day layover in Paris, France. And in Germany, I spent 3 days celebrating with friends and family. Finally, on the way back home, I had a 1-day layover in Amsterdam. And essentially, that year I completed my first European tour. In early 2018, I had the opportunity to travel to the motherland, and I went to visit family in Mexico City. Next, I traveled to Portland, Oregon, where I was immersed in nature. 1 month later, we celebrated my friend's 40th birthday in the one and only New York City. The last trip I took in 2018 was to Thailand. I never thought I would end up in Thailand. The people and the culture were amazing. On my way to Thailand, I managed to squeeze a 1-day layover in South Korea, where I managed to find some street food. The first trips in 2019 were domestic, and they included New Orleans and San Francisco. Lastly, in the summer of 2019, I traveled to Oaxaca, Mexico. This travel was actually for a study abroad program where I began the first semester of my master's program. Unfortunately, that would be the last travel experience for the next 2 years. In 2020, the entire world came to a stop, and travel was no longer an option for me. To this day, I have not been able to travel, and I really miss it. Lately, I've been reflecting a lot on the adventures I once took, the different cultures I experienced, the different people I've met, and all of that mouth-watering food. And I miss it. I miss it so much. Well, anyway, enough talking. I should probably get back to work.
There's a certification process involved on that, so I could probably speak to you for a day on this topic, because it is, if you see the documents, they, it must be like 100 pages long, and we've got all that ready to go. So
because particularly with particularly with the airport, we acknowledged that there was going to be a major revision.
You know what? It's time I do something about this.